Hello and welcome to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar, episode 33. There we go. I can do numbers. Yes.
Dang.
Yee.
What?
Woo.
No.
I think that was
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, what channel? Oh, that was like a Cartoon Network channel on cable TV. We were doing that joke last week of weird channels.
I'm telling you, 75, 76, and 77. Nickelodeon, Disney, Cartoon Network in that order.
That's nice. Keep them all blocked together, but not where I was. But anyway, welcome to our show. Monday Energy, Monday Quirkiness. We are here for you. Join us in the live chat if you're watching live. And if not, no worries, comment down below later. We're excited to have you here. I'm Carrie Lane, and join this way.
I'm Katie Cullen, wearing as many Pride shirts as I can manage during the last bit of June. This is the Critical Role Pride shirt. This was last year's, I think.
Nice. I like it.
It's got all the Pride flags as D20s. I love it. It's wonderful.
That's cool. I got my Anime Expo. There we go. That shirt, which we will be talking a little bit about Anime Expo too towards the end of the show. So we have a lot of exciting things. We have some anime news announcements about cool stuff coming up. Spy Family, the release date for the next part of the season, an unboxing, Anime Expo, and more. So stick around for all that.
Many things.
Oh, nice. Giga Derek said 31, 32, and 33. Okay, nice.
Well, there you go.
Disney was 25. Nickelodeon was 32. Cartoon Network was 33 because that was some like random floater channel that different things went through there at different times. But
wild.
I know. Giga Derek says, hello. And yes, my hair is green. I just redid it. So it was greenish before, but per my lighting, it hasn't been as green. But yes, right now this is a forest green, though my lighting, it looks a little more blue. And then this is another shade. But thank you for noticing.
It is green.
Yes, but green is appropriately named. First, let's get into some things we're excited about. So these are announcements and stuff to look forward to. So first up, for all you Rising of the Shield hero fans, the finale for season 2 is coming up real quick, which is exciting because I feel like that barely just came out. That's like, it's already here. So you have some time to catch up, though. If you are not caught up, the finale will be next week on Wednesday, June 29th on Crunchyroll. And there is a new trailer out for that as well for the first 2 seasons, getting in anticipation for the finale. So if you have some friends who haven't caught up with you yet, there's a trailer via Crunchyroll to check that out and get them interested because it's a fun show.
It's very much, here's what you've missed in sub and dub. So you've got your options.
Yes. And then, Katie, you got some double duty announcements.
Yes, getting into some of our Anime Expo stuff. Crunchyroll is distributing the new One Piece film, Red, in select countries this fall. It does not look like we have a date quite yet, but we are getting it in the fall. And we talked a little bit about shonen-based movies. One Piece movies, even if you have no idea who these people are always a very fun time. Like, I think I've only ever seen One Piece movie where it's like, no, this would be good with context. But the rest of it's just like, jump in, go nuts. They explain most things. Just roll with it. Just have fun. I am really looking forward to Red. We do have a plot synopsis, which I don't know that we've gotten before, so I want to read that for y'all. Uta, the most beloved singer in the world, renowned for concealing her own identity when performing, her voice has come to be described as otherworldly. Now, for the first time ever, Uta will reveal herself to the world at a live concert. As the venue fills with all kinds of Uta fans, excited pirates, the Navy watching closely, and the Straw Hats led by Luffy, who simply came to enjoy her sonorous performance, the voice that the whole world has been waiting for is about to resound. The story begins with the shocking fact that she is Shanks' daughter. For those familiar with the franchise, red-haired Shanks was the pirate that got Luffy going, I'm going to be the Pirate King. That was the person who really, really got him into it and encouraged him. So, yeah, this is one, I think, where it will be a little richer for having context. But
could be.
It looks like it's going to be fun. And, of course, they're having a big old event at Anime Expo, which will be... Oh, yeah, no, this will be a lot of fun. Steve Aoki is performing at the event. And then they will be having a panel the next day, which I think it's a Saturday panel. I'm not sure, and the press release doesn't say. But this just looks like fun, you guys. It doesn't look like we have release dates yet, but we are getting this in the fall. And One Piece movies are always a wild ride and a good time. So if you're going to AX, go to this event, go to this panel. If you're not going to AX, sit tight for news because we will be getting more news at the panel and it's going to be a good time, you guys. Very excited.
Yes.
Yes.
Real quick before the next bit on some news. Where'd it go? Calling out for another person in the chat. John Knight says, speaking of Rise of the Shield Hero, I need to watch season 2 English dub. Yes, it's getting finale's almost there, so you got time and you can catch up for the finale.
You have until Wednesday.
And then One Piece, John Knight says, I'm at the whole Cake Island arc dub on One Piece.
Have fun.
A lot of content.
Thriller Bark was about the last thing I watched the whole way through, and the rest of it has been bits and pieces, manga chapters, and osmosis. So my understanding is a little wild right now, but it's one of those, you got the spirit, you got it. That's where I am on One Piece. At some point, I may sit down to reread the whole thing, and then I'll see you guys like a month later when I reemerge. Rereading or reading it all One Piece is an undertaking, but it's quality. It is quality, and I very much enjoyed Thriller Bark. Thriller Bark had some yikes moments, but it also had one of the best introductions for one of the best characters and a horrifying villain. So it's the horror arc. I'm here for it.
Kika Derek says, I just finished One Piece Dressrosa arc. It might be faster to read to catch up at this point.
Depends on how quickly you read.
This is true.
I'm a fast reader, which is why it'll only take me a month to finish One Piece. Speaking of One Piece, we do have another announcement. We have a worldwide live stream show, One Piece Day, that Bandai Namco has released for us. So it will be held from July 22nd to July 23rd. It is a 2-day event. It will be streamed for fans worldwide. And they're going to be covering manga, anime, movies, music, games, merch, all sorts of stuff. Like, they are really going for it. So the first day, the 22nd, which is One Piece's anniversary, will feature a portion of One Piece Red, the movie we were just talking about. And this press release says we have the official release date for the movie on August 6th. So that'll be fun. And then day 2, the 23rd, is going to just be all things One Piece, celebrating the 25th anniversary of One Piece being published in Shonen Jump, new information, all sorts of fun stuff. So check that out. Follow Bandai Namco for more information, and it's going to be a blast. Like, if you are into One Piece, I feel like this is unmissable for anniversary content, for news, for just everything.
It's a good time to be a One Piece fan.
It's a very good time to be a One Piece fan.
Yes. Yay.
Yeah.
Just looking for my next banner. Next exciting thingamabob. It's like, wait.
Hell yeah. We just
and my dog in my laps. So I'm trying not to like awkwardly. Yes, we love unboxings and getting box stuff. So here we go. This is also a special one this time because somebody might recognize this character, Hatsune Miku.
I'm Hatsune Miku.
Gotta do it in that sing-song voice, you know. No.
Oh no, it's a my brother and me bit that I can never excise from my brain. But yes.
It comes with some stickers. Who doesn't love stickers? And I'm like gently opening this because normally you have your items program, but it also is a little poster
dang.
Too. So my God, fun.
They went for it on the theming.
Yeah. They were like, we're going to get everything.
Yeah.
So this is a premium box. It shows you inside everything that you get, breaks it all down for you. So don't worry if you can't read Japanese. They do take photos you can send in your photo. Wait, there we go. Yes, I'm like awkwardly trying to hold this.
Yeah.
And it's like, where's the other thing? There we go. Boop. And try to hold up the box.
Oh, okay. The Doritos, though. I
Right,
need you to
let's
tell me
see.
about the Doritos. This looks
Yes.
amazing.
It's like, what are Doritos? Let's see.
Oh, I know what Doritos are. I
No,
want
I
to know
know.
what the flavor
What
is.
flavor? Yeah. Oh, just corn and salt. But still,
Just
that's
corn
I'd be
and
curious. Doritos in Japan.
That's my sense of humor. Corn and salt.
Doritos in Japan have a different taste than the international version, and here's a new mild salt flavor from Japan.
Oh.
Okay,
Huh.
wait. Let's see.
So
I'll give it
like
a quick whirl.
tortilla chips then.
Maybe. Let's get you the unboxing ASMR sounds. Okay.
The ASMR, yes.
Let's see.
Tell me how the salt is.
Yes. It's like a really nice tortilla chip.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
That is not something I would expect from Doritos, given that
No.
American Doritos are so extremely in your face.
Yes, this is a nice subtle flavor, but I feel like if you sat down, you're gonna eat
demolished.
the whole bag. Yeah. Yep.
Here's what I'm wondering: what if you made nachos with that?
You know, I was just thinking, I'm like, do I have salsa right now?
Do I have some cheese? Can I get some melted cheese on this? A little bit of ground beef.
Oh, there it is.
A little bit of salsa.
I was thinking of making a snack later, and I got some chicken. Make it like a pulled pork idea, but
please make Doritos nachos. Take pictures and then tell me how they are. Because Doritos nachos sounds like an abomination unto the heavens, but with that flavor of Doritos, I think that's doable.
Yeah.
You know?
There we go. I was looking at the chat. It says Rabbit Adler says like a Kansas game, corn and salt. Yes. Giga Derek, now I'm hungry. Yes. I ate dinner early today and I'm like, I was getting ready. So this works out
I have
great.
not had dinner yet. Those look good.
I did dinner at like 4, so I did a weird.
That's not dinner.
Right? That's like
lunch.
a late lunch. All right. So
that's
speaking of interesting flavors, check that out. I was like, what? So this is caramel popcorn soda. Have you ever dreamed of drinking popcorn? No, but I love popcorn. So
yes.
Me neither. But this soda is the perfect way to enjoy caramel popcorn while you play Mega Mix without getting your hands sticky.
I'm gonna need you to bring that to AX because I want to try that.
Right. I'll put it aside. I'll save it. I'm like, that's unique. But that's the thing I love about these is there's always unique flavors. I'm noticing there's a couple ones that have come back, which is really cool because this box is the Mega Mix. I feel I've had these ones before. These are really good. So this is more of a cream filling versus chocolate. This one is one of the DIYs little candies, which are always fun.
I've seen those before, yeah. Diabetes in the glass. Diabetes, yeah.
Yes. Let me see if there's anything else. Ooh, are these? Oh, gummy. It's interesting, like packaging. You have to grab it to find out, like, is this a hard candy or soft candy? So this is a gummy one because I was like, ooh, cherry gummies. Bite into these cherry flavored gummies to get that soft jelly center. Doesn't this shade of pink remind you of all the pink modules you can get in the Mega Mix? So I was like, fun. Okay, just show you a couple more. Oh, there we go. Now I can show. And there's other popcorn items. Summer and popcorn. Okay,
how much more popcorn do you want? And the answer is yes.
Okay, there's a couple more items. Look at all
nice.
that. Yes.
Are those
all right? And then the other highlight that we always got to show is
the Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat
white. Salt and white chocolate mini Kit Kats. The entire bag. These
salt.
Another salt one. These aren't your everyday white chocolate Kit Kats. They're limited release Kit Kats that have a pinch of sea salt added to them so you can enjoy 2 flavors at the same time. Just like how you can enjoy 2 different graphic modes in Mega Mix Plus. I feel there's
but that sounds good though.
No, I'm like, all right, I'm going to give it a try. I'm like,
ASMR part 2.
All right, so the thing I love about these, which I've shown before, is their own little packaging. So
you can share.
If you open it, they don't go stale and you can share them. All right, I'm just gonna break me off a piece of that.
I say like I'm not being terribly obvious. And you can share. Yeah.
I like the salt because it balances out the white milk chocolate flavor. Yes.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. I dig it. Rab says,
make nachos
send
out of
me
those,
some through the screen. Yes. I was like, here, wait, ready? Here you go. Everybody watching your own candy. Ignore my bad painted nails right now. Or the leftover stain. John Knight says, kawaii. Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu.
There.
All right, these are.
Not gonna
I'm
make
super
nachos
excited.
out of those Kit Kats, though.
I will. I need to post a picture of it, and that is an excellent idea.
No, don't make nachos out of the Kit Kats.
Oh, not the Kit Kat. Sorry,
No,
I was thinking back to the Doritos. That was...
Please make Dorito nachos.
Yeah.
Please do not make Kit Kat nachos, unless it's Kit Kat nachos where it's like you stack up all the little teeny pieces,
you could do like
and then you maybe do some caramel.
Yeah.
Do some caramel and like some chocolate shreds.
So thank you again to. It's a little upside down this way, but this way, trying to show everybody everything in the box again. Thank you, Japan Crate. Woo! Go follow them. I'm like, this is backwards, but oh wait, no, it is right. There we go. Japan Crate. All the things. Follow. Check them out.
We always enjoy good food on this show.
Yay!
We do.
I was like putting not to knock things over.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank
Alrighty.
you again to Japan Crate. Definitely now more hungry, and I'm like looking at the chips. I'm like,
it's like, but they're right there. Save them for the nachos. Just put them away and be like, nacho chip.
There's so hold on, wait. I was just real quick because it came to mind. All right, so if you all want some really weird and fun music, go look up Little Big on YouTube. So it's just Little Big. It's a Russian group, and they make the quirkiest music, and it's just really funny and weird and out there. And I love that it's so like,
all right,
they're gonna do whatever they want. But there's a song that's like the lyrics. I forget all of them because a lot of their songs are in English. It's food stuff, but there's like burrito, taco. It was like burrito, nachos and taco. And I'm like, man, that just came to mind. Anyway, if you've seen Little Big, it's in that vein of just like committed to a unique lyric. And you're like,
cool.
Burritos. But like, that's all their stuff. And fair. Food. Anyway, we're going to keep talking about food. So we should probably move on to other treats. Just kidding. There's another treat.
We're going to talk about other anime first. We're going to talk about Minoi. We are.
I was just thinking of like the candies and things they eat in that, and I'm like, all right, I was on that train. So anyway,
trip to the candy store. That's fair. No, we are. Oh my God, this weekend. I didn't get to watch a lot of these live because this weekend was a lot, but we have figured out the meta for I keep wanting to call it the Summer Showdown. It's not the Summer Showdown. It's MidSeason Madness. We have rebranded. And essentially the meta is, if you're good at Brawl, great. If you're good at Reinhardt or Sigma, great. If you have a good Sojourn, amazing. If you're still trying to dive, you better have a really good dive. And there are some teams that can pull off a really good dive. We saw Dallas working it out, which is great because last week they had some trouble. And I think in their first match against Florida this weekend, not everyone predicted Dallas. I definitely predicted Florida. Florida's kind of on the up and up. And I think Dallas saw that and kind of leaned in and went, heard you talking shit. And then 3-0'd their opponents this weekend. Like, it wasn't even close. Dallas came out swinging. They are back in form. They are ready to do this. And odds are, given how many points they have, they'll make it into the tournament easy if they just keep playing at this level. If you're a Houston fan, boy, oh boy. We had a rematch of Gladiators and Houston Outlaws, which is the match that I like to call no matter who wins, I lose, because they are the teams that I like. It wasn't close. It wasn't close. If Dallas showed up and went, oh no, we got this. Houston showed up and went, what if we do double C9s? Oh!
I was going to say, I have no idea what that is, but it sounds cool.
We've talked about it a little bit. A C9 is when you get off. I know. A C9 is when you get off the objective and subsequently lose. Either lose the round, lose the match, or lose the whole, like, everything. Like, lose the round, lose the map, lose the match. It's rare for a team to have one. Generally speaking, C9s are mistakes. They tend to be quick errors in judgment. Sometimes it's someone being a little too kill hungry and then not realizing that they were in overtime and needed to touch the point. It's rare for a team to have one. It's rare for teams to have them back to back. Shanghai was known for doing it a lot in season 2, and that's why we were calling it the Shang 9. It's named for the contenders team Cloud9 because they did it so often it got named for them. Chengdu does it on occasion because they're chaotic. Houston did it twice in a match. You can't do that. So it was a very fast match against the Gladiators. The Gladiators continue to be very good, very versatile, and Houston just, I don't know what they were doing Sunday, but it was not playing Overwatch. They were having a very rough time. If we're talking about teams that, on the flip side, have stepped it up, the LA Valiant. The LA Valiant took out the Philadelphia Fusion in a map 5. That's a David versus Goliath thing where David actually won. Usually you don't get teams with that much discrepancy beating a larger team. You just don't usually get that. The Vancouver Titans, generally speaking, do not beat the San Francisco Shock outside of Season 2. Season 2 was different. But the Valiant pulling out on both of their matches, like we knew they'd probably do well against Guangzhou, and they did. That was a 3-1. Guangzhou is really not great this year. But beating Philly, who is fairly consistently good, like Valiant's got something to prove, and they are determined to prove it. Same, again, with the London Spitfire, who basically showed up in this meta and went, we're amazing. Let's go. So once again, the light blue teams are the ones to watch. Liking a Texas team has a 50% chance of hurting you on any given week. And the Gladiators remain amazing. Also, Boston, congrats on that win over Paris. I mean, yay, Boston finally pulled it together, but they did it over Paris, who has consistently been in the bottom this season. So congrats on clearing that bar, and then let's see how you do now that you've pulled it together against an opponent that is slightly above your pay grade. Like, it's one of those things where it's great that you won, but it was also a team that is towards the bottom. Yeah, both your teams this week, Derek. Like, wow. Doesn't happen often. Usually if you've picked up a number of teams, at least one of them will hurt you somehow. As I say, following 4 different teams and going, good, double C9s, why are we here? And the other thing that we need to touch on a bit is Atlanta. We've talked a little bit about Atlanta being one of those mid-tier teams where they beat everyone that's below them and they lose to everyone that's above them. This meta has thrown all of that on its head because one of the linchpins of this meta is Sojourn. She's one of the new characters that was introduced for Overwatch 2. We were all absolutely thrilled to have her. And then this particular patch that they're on, they tweaked a few things and made her much more viable. So now having a good Sojourn player is paramount. You have to have a good Sojourn. You have to be able to run this well. And again, there are very few exceptions to this. A good Sojourn on the field is very powerful. The number 1 Sojourn player in the Overwatch League is Kai. He used to be known as, I believe it was KSP. Last year we had, 2 years ago, we had KSF and KSP, both on the Valiant, both on the DPS, and then KSA as a tank on the Vancouver Titans and the Porsche Outcasters. It was just both of the KSs on the Valiant. He now goes by Kai, and he is the premier Sojourn player in the league, and he's on the Atlanta Reign in a meta where you have to have a good Sojourn. Atlanta is swinging for the fences, and they're doing fairly well. They lost to San Francisco this week, but pretty much everyone loses to San Francisco. They are undefeated in the regular season, so that's not really an indication of where they are, but they are doing so much better. I don't think Atlanta can be discounted, and I think if you were laying odds on this, bet that Atlanta will make it into the MidSeason Madness, and you could probably get pretty good odds on them winning. So it'll
You know
be
what
interesting.
Do you know what KSP stood for?
I mean,
feel
his
that one
name
was a
is
joke, but
Kai. Yeah, his
initials?
name is
Yeah.
Kai, so I assume it's initials in the same
Funny
way
there was a
that
few all at the
KSF
same
was
time, though.
initials. Because KSF, his name was Kyle. So we had
Ah.
Kyle and Kai. So it's like, that doesn't make it better. And then the third DPS was Shax. So it's like, okay, that one we can tell apart. He's our tracer human,
Yes.
but KSF and KSP, just put the KSs in and go. And just let the shoutcasters sort it out. So yeah, it's been a wild week. Depending on the team you root for, either everything went as expected or everything was absolutely bug nuts. But yeah, we should have some very interesting matches going into next week. Predictions are broken in the app, so I can't currently look them up and tell you what they're going to be. The app's a little broken right now. But either which way, it's going to be fun. And I am looking forward to seeing how this tournament shakes out with this meta, because I think we have some contenders that were not looking so hot 2 weeks ago. I'd love to see London get into this tournament and then take it because they've been so ridiculously good. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
This is true. I was like, you just get to wait, but now I was like, wait, no, hold on. Where'd it go? Pseudo announcement thing. We won't be here next week because it will be last day of Anime Expo.
Yes.
We will be probably exhausted and covering all that stuff. So no show next week.
Yeah. We're gonna need a little time to recover. You will still be able to follow the Nighttime at the Nerd Bar Twitter and the Fanversation Twitter and the Fanversation Instagram will be us. Basically, if you just want to see stuff from the AX floor. Yeah, if you want to see stuff from the AX floor, you've got 5 different things you can follow and watch along. It'll be great. It'll be fun.
But before we get into AX stuff, let's get into Spy Family and go to the aquarium. Okay, hold on.
Yes.
I was like, we're going to say a quick hello from, there you go. Say hi.
So
she's like, okay, I'm done. I want to get down the floor. Okay.
It's like, that was great. Thank you for my time in the spotlight. I'm leaving.
Gigadar says that PostCon exhaustion. This is true.
Oh, God. Yep. Took the days off work and just gonna on the floor.
Well, it's also the 4th of July too for the last day, but it'll just be that. But anyways, it's a vacation, which is what our characters kind of get to go on. Which yay for Aquarium Day.
God, poor Twilight.
Adorable. And yeah, man, I feel you when you've had to work 2 jobs or you've had extra assignments of any kind, and you're just like, ugh.
Yep. When your job is just absolutely bug nuts. It's like, nope, can't do it. Just seeing him just like shaking and having trouble standing. And I'm like, I feel that in my soul.
Yeah.
Burnout is a thing.
Yes, poor man. And he can't talk to anybody about it. He can't really be like, by the way, guys, I'm tired because of this. And it's like, no.
It's just work is requiring much more of me right now. It's like, okay.
Which he also had that quick sideline of maybe it's also that other spies have been captured, so it's not they have a lot of personnel to do stuff. So feel bad for him.
Yeah, they mentioned the personnel issues, but it's also like, y'all, he's gonna wind up in the hospital. It's gonna be some problems. I do want to talk a little bit about just the overall cadence and placement of this episode.
It was interesting
because it felt. I don't want to be like it felt like filler when we're a comedy, and you can kind of do whatever you want in a comedy. But I feel like the previous episode...
Standalone-ish, almost.
A little bit. But the previous episode, we were setting up some very specific beats. Like, we had the whole thing with the dog happening. And then we had Anya's interpersonal thing at school. And again, I'm expecting consequences to come from her, expecting people to refer to her as Starlight Anya and getting that kind of big head about it. And then we went from that to this episode. And just, it's focused on Twilight. And then also like, next weekend, we're going to I almost said the arcade. We're going to the aquarium. And just like, are you telling me that nothing happened at school for Anya in that entire week? Like, it was kind of hard to slot things together. And my theory is that continuing with the dog and school storyline, as it were, would not have left us in a good place for the extended break that we're getting. Because we didn't get a preview at the end of this episode.
Exactly.
And we know that we're going on break. So my assumption is that this is the last episode we're getting until the October second half of season 1 premiere. We have a date for that, right?
I
The
just
12th?
saw October 2022.
Okay.
And
All right. I don't know why my brain says the 12th. I don't know.
Whenever the fall season starts in
Yeah.
October. Yeah, I think
So-
that makes sense though, because it is, like you said, where we left off, we couldn't really go much further and then stop again. But this
Yeah.
episode did feel like, where can we drop this in the timeline that it could have gone almost anywhere? Because it was, yes, it's the relationships, but it's not so specific to any moment that it's like, it's an evergreen episode. It can go anywhere.
Yes. And it's just, we just want to send you off with this really fun, really funny episode. Like, you know what? That's fair. I like penguins. Penguins are pretty great. So it just, like, it felt a little weird in terms of placement, but it wasn't a bad episode by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
I really like watching Twilight Work. And honestly, my favorite little bit, aside from knowing all the penguin names off the bat, was just Anya holding on to the guy and then going, "Mom, I'm getting kidnapped."
It's a pedophile.
"Mom, I'm getting kidnapped." And her being like, "What?" Like,
yes, you're going into like beast mode right away. I was like, yes, go get him.
Anya weaponizing Yor is amazing to me. Like, I'm waiting for that too to blow up at some point, for Anya to do it at the wrong time and for something to go wrong. But for this, perfection. I'm here for it. Let's go. That was hysterical. Literally kicking a guy through the ceiling. And then just hand waving the interrogation afterwards.
Do you think Yor will catch on to that at all? I feel she's too not aware that she won't. Yeah.
Yor does not carry the brain cell. We love her. She's a queen. She does not carry that brain cell.
No.
Like, ever. Ever. Yeah. Just, we got the, Mama's very strong and bad at everything else.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to make dinner or I'm going to mix food. And Anya's just like, oh, no.
Just that children read adults for filth all the time. And this show is so, so good, again, at applying a child's understanding to the world, or a child's understanding of the world to the show. Because very rarely do you get that in shows that feature very young children. They either infantilize them way too much, or they're a little too adult. It's very hard to nail that particular process of logic.
Yeah.
And this show does it so well. And to such great effect.
I was a bit concerned, but it goes with that world of how quickly your neighbors are like, they don't really seem like a good family. He must be cheating, like, so quick. It's like, come on.
They've also been there for a couple months. That's long enough for people to start kind of gossiping.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. But I just liked when they're at the aquarium, Twilight steps away, and they're talking to Yor. He must be cheating. He must be doing something awful. And he comes back, and they're like, oh, he's back. I'm like, you two-faced lying biatches. Like, just stop making drama and,
I mean,
but it's part of that world, so.
But I also think they were, like, making drama a bit, but also... But also,
hey,
looking out for Yor, I think, was part of it. It's like, it's this young mother and this child, and dad's never around. And like, we need to look out for her. She probably hasn't realized he's probably cheating. It's really bad. And then he shows up with the penguin plushie that's as big as he is. It's like, it took me so long to win this for Anya. You had to memorize all the penguin names, and I wasn't very good at it, but I had to keep trying. And Anya's like, he's a liar, but I got a penguin.
She's like, thank you, like holding the giant thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just Anya, yes, my very normal father in our very normal family.
Yes, every minor character is a gossipy bitch. Yes, pretty much they. But I feel it's unfortunate though because it's just that world they live in that everybody just speculates and goes so far off the rails. Because it'd be one thing that you're just like you're concerned, but this is just they're making up theories about something that they have no. It's like, but
this
poor
is
Twilight
also,
then has to do something about it. So,
but this is also the kind of world where if you are suspicious for any reason, you get reported as a spy. Yeah. So, of course, people are going to really be looking into their neighbors, coworkers, etc. Like, what if it's a spy? You don't want to be associated with that. Then you get in trouble. So you need to be aware. And then that just turns into, well, man, he's not home a lot. He's probably not a spy. He's probably just cheating. Like, he's not suspicious, like spy suspicious, but it's kind of suspicious that he's not home. Like, So the wrong kind of suspicious, if they wanted to get close to what was actually happening. But the sort of paranoia about spying that this society lives with and promotes in some aspects also leads to a lot of gossipy neighbors, gossipy coworkers, everyone watching everyone else. Like in America, we had McCarthyism. And that's what this was. Like, is your neighbor a communist? Is your neighbor on this list of undesirables? In Europe, on the Berlin Wall, it was, what side of the Berlin Wall are you on? And I remember hearing this in history class. I don't remember when. Like, they would have kids on the Soviet side of the wall write papers about what TV shows did you watch last night? What did your parents do? Because if they were getting media or information from the other side of the wall, like the kids would unknowingly rat them out. Because it's like, oh, we watch this. Then they go after the parents. So it's that kind of society. They've really, without the specific locations and specific real world things, which again, I am grateful that we are not dealing with real world specifics in this, that gets a little hinky. They've really recreated that feel, that sort of society, that function. Like, I love how well they did that, how well they can draw those parallels, how well they've created this attitude, this society, these people, and how it affects them without having to draw on real world events or having to say, yes, this is Germany. Like, no, it's Ostania. It's different.
Rat Adler said, this is all that darn Bond man's fault.
Yes. Oh yeah. So no, gossipy neighbors make sense to me in a society like this.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it makes sense.
Yeah. This episode though, when they had the location, that it looked pretty much like Berlin. It sounded like Berlin to me, but it's like we know it's
it's like we know we're aware.
It's inspired by real world stuff. It's just nice that it's like historical fiction world. So it's maybe inspired by, but not exact. So
when you're telling a story and you decide it's in this real world, in this historic period, sometimes that brings in things that you don't necessarily deal with well. And once again, I look at Brand New Animal going, you're such a great anime, but there were some things, man. So again,
just kind of very over.
Yeah, just like, I don't want to think about the implications of that one. Why did you include it? So again, very grateful that they avoid that wholesale with this, especially since this is a comedy.
Yes. But
we all know there's probably shit going down, but we don't have to think about it because this is a comedy.
Was there anything else fun in the episode that stood out? I was like,
I love Twilight ruining that kid's job for him. There is no way that this new kid will ever be able to live up to that.
No.
Ever. And getting that little bit at the end of, you want me to be in charge? I have nothing left to teach you. Just like...
Yeah, they're like, you're so good. It's like, oh.
Twilight has ruined this kid's job because he was too competent, because he had to get a film canister out of a penguin. Like, man. I
look at Anya. Oh wait, Anya listening to animal brains and understanding animals too. even though, as she mentions, it's more simplified speech, but still, which I don't think we had gotten confirmation that she could understand animals. So the question is, too, can she talk to them? But it sounds more like she would just know what they're thinking.
Yeah, and she did say that, yeah, you said, brain, it is harder for her to listen to animals. And kind of where I'm drawing this back to is we had this whole thing with this dog who's been genetically augmented, and they're looking for a dog. We don't know what the dog's capable of with the genetic augmentations. And then we flip to this episode, which is kind of fun, kind of fillery. We're having a good time, and Anya can read animals' minds. So we have Anya who can read animals' minds and a potential super intelligent dog. Let's go. You can't be a member of this family unless there's a weird thing that you're hiding from everyone else. It's required.
Yeah, I hope that they can communicate with each other then, because I feel it's going to go in that direction. So I'm like,
the sheer chaos. Just the chaos. Or maybe the dog will be like, I need to protect this small child. She's going to get herself murdered. The dog is another member of the Anya protection squad. Just like, no, child, we should leave.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah. So right. we'll see. That's kind of the little. I don't get to use the conspiracy board very often for this show. I really don't. So let's just right there, put it in there. I'll be back here in October and I'll look at all these pins I have on here, most of which will be Demon Slayer that I'll be pulling down. Like, no, here's the one Spy Family pin. We're going to communicate with that dog. And all the manga readers are like, don't anyone tell her. Which, good. Yeah. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
October.
It was. We haven't even talked about Anya integrating her new penguin plushie into the organization in her room.
She's feeding the 2 treats.
Yes. So we each eat half of a peanut.
And I did love that they both, Yor and Twilight, played with the toys with her and out in public. And it was just like, aw. And it was nice though that
Twilight dying.
I'm standing out. But everyone goes, oh, isn't that adorable? So it's like, it actually works in your favor. Don't worry. That's a good thing. So
it's just him blushing all the way through his ears, just like, about this. Yeah. The moment directly preceding that, though, we don't usually see moments like this in this show because it was specifically, I told you not to go in there. What are you doing? Sometimes you really do need to parent a child, especially if what the child is doing is putting them in danger. And as we've said before, neither Twilight nor Yor really know how to parent. Twilight learned what he could from a book, but really, Anya having a mind reader as a child and, not knowing it. There's no way.
Scolding was fine too. It's not like he yelled at her. It was just very firm of like, this is serious. Yeah. You cannot do this.
It's like, I told you not to go in there. What are you doing?
Yeah, and her going into tears. I'm like,
yeah, I hate you, Mom. I hate you, Dad. Like, no, this is regular child stuff. But of course, he needs to keep this. He needs to keep this family together for the mission. And she feels like she can't discipline the kid because it's not hers and it's a fake marriage. So there's not a lot of. I don't want to say like there's not a lot of parenting going on here because no, they are parenting the child, but. Sometimes you really need to lay down the discipline for this. And this was, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they fell short. Because like, no, I remember babysitting and I hated moments like this and I never knew what to do with them. So it's like,
well, they stopped her and they explained it's dangerous and it's not your space. It's that thing of you can't just tell a kid, no, you can't do that. You generally have to give a reason because then kids are like, okay. But you can't just be like, no, you can't. Because then I'm just, why not?
I'm talking about like the immediately going back and doing the plushie thing when she's having her tantrum as opposed to just kind of letting her get it out and be like, yeah, I get you're angry, but you still can't go in there and here's why. So there's different approaches to parenting. Neither of them have had okay, we just kind of need to let this, they'll calm down in a minute, but we got to ride this one out. Like neither of them have really had that experience before. But I do love just doing the voices for the little plushies. That was adorable.
Rab says, Yor can't be too bad at watching the kid or watching the kids bad because Yuri isn't in prison or anything. Like, he grew up to be okay. Oh, there we go. There's a typo. I mean, she's not bad, but like, that is also an older sibling parenting a kid. But
yeah,
she does have some experience.
She's not in prison either. So, and she's an assassin. So, like, I don't know. Part of me wants to throw shade at this government being able to actually catch people, but then we've seen bits where they've actually caught people. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
No, they are doing okay. We just kind of have plot armor for our protagonist because, again, this is a comedy. And you can't let it get too terribly dark or it stops being a comedy.
Yeah, then it'll be just a little too intense. That's true.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, now it's intense in the sense of we get to wait months till the next part, but that's okay because I mean this is a good solid 12 episodes. Pause, and then we'll be back for more. It happens. Delays of like whatever production, or it just takes that long to make it. That at least it's the same year. Anybody complaining or being upset, I'm like, we've had to wait till like next year for the next part. So I was just like, oh, it's within the same year. It's just an extra season away. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
that's
fine. We don't know when the next part of Ranking of Kings is dropping.
Right.
So like, and then when you have like, So I'm a Spider, So What? The animation took a dive in the latter half because they were crunching very hard to get it out instead of taking a mid-season break in order to save their animators and allow them to do things like sleep at home and have meals and, live human lives. Animation in Japan is it's a rough industry. There's some problems with it. So I am more than happy to sit back and go, all right, we got to be patient, but come October, we're getting another nice little gift in the form of probably 12 more episodes of this anime, and I love it. I can wait. I can see what else is coming down the line, because I like it when animators get chances to sleep at home and have meals and live human lives, because they deserve nice things, because they're people.
Well, I was going to go with my bad pun of something we can't wait for.
See, I was just going to say we got to find another anime to watch in the interim, and I think at this point I am going to insist that we watch Mob Psycho.
Could be, because that's the thing. They'll be at Anime Expo.
Anime
Expo. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I don't know if it'll be at AX. We're getting season 3 in October. Everything's in October. Nonetheless.
It's one of those just assumed it might be, but yes, Anime Expo is coming up this Friday, which is like what? It's already here. So it's this Friday through Monday, 4th of July weekend, which is super exciting.
Yeah.
If you are going and you're able to pick up your badge, I would highly recommend going the day before. In the past, that has been the best and easiest way to do it. If you can, picking it day of really sucks because there's generally the longest line. It's a very slow process. Pack extra patience and get there.
Keep in mind, there will be 2 lines. There is badge pickup, and there is also vaccination and a COVID test check. So
you're going to get a wristband.
Yeah, they reinstated that. Thank God. Yes. Very grateful that they reinstated that. Yes. And also, please remember, if you are attending Anime Expo, masks are required. Make sure you bring your mask. Doesn't matter what kind of mask you bring, if it's a cotton fabric mask, if it's a surgical mask, if it's an N95 or a KN95 or a KF94, they're all valid as long as they cover your nose and mouth and, it's not made out of like mesh or something stupid.
Or a bandana.
I mean, at this
point... No,
point...
like wearing the bandana,
no, none of this nose poking out stuff. We all know better at this point. If you're like me, and you want a mask that protects you as well as everyone else, I have KN95s, and I like them. And you can pick them up at CVS, at Walmart, at your local pharmacy. Like, masks are in stock now. And odds are there will be people in the artist alley selling fabric masks with fun prints. I have one with the Millennium items on it, and I will probably be wearing that over my KN95s because I love it. It's funny. Bring a mask, bring a fresh mask every day if you're worried about it. Get a new mask if your mask gets wet. Like, at this point, we should all know this. Bring extra masks if the person next to you forgot theirs. I'm going to be doing that.
Also, masks do not mean you get to avoid showering regularly.
Oh,
Yes,
God, no.
regular hygiene, y'all. Like,
especially since it's going to be like anywhere between 80 and 100 degrees in Los Angeles all 4 days. Like, can we not?
Bring your water.
Bring your water.
Is important. Yes.
Bring a refillable water bottle.
Yes.
There are stations at the LA Convention Center to fill a water bottle. It will save your life. Please do not collapse of dehydration or heat stroke on the AX floor. That's not fun for anybody, especially you.
Bring snacks.
Bring snacks.
There is food there. There are food trucks, but those lines can often be long. And if you're just gonna sit in a panel, that's a nice time to eat a snack. So stay hydrated, have snacks, take breaks.
They might make you keep the masks on during the panels. I haven't checked the policy. There are definitely places where you can pull over, park it, and eat, though. And there's always the option of stepping outside. Yeah. So,
I've always enjoyed eating during panels normally. So
yeah. But we don't know if it's going to be different. So follow the policies. Make sure that you do what security or security volunteers ask you to do in terms of wearing a mask, et cetera, et cetera. Hand sanitizer is great. Also, it comes in all sorts of fun little scents if you go to Bath & Body Works. Snacks, drinks, especially water and or Gatorade, but really bring a reusable water bottle, seriously. Love yourself. Yes. And just, comfy shoes, comfy clothes, whatever you need to keep yourself going. Make sure that when you go, you keep yourself safe and you respect other people and help keep them safe as well.
I feel like these are a checklist of all the things learned over the years. So we will be there, and clearly, and definitely if you, say hi. And follow us online for all the updates we'll have. So a couple things looking forward to. There is a Spy Family panel on Friday at 3 p.m. I'm excited to see what they'll have in store for that. Because some of these, it makes sense, like it's an anniversary panel or something. But other ones, I'm kind of I'm just curious what they'll cover.
Yeah. They said they're going to have, it's a dub panel, so they're going to have the English voice cast there. They said there's going to be a thing from the Japanese voice cast as well. Looks like it's going to be a fun one. We've got a Demon Slayer panel.
Yep, that is on Saturday.
We have a
third anniversary.
Yeah, oh my God, already. Oh, 3 seasons. We have a My Hero Academia panel on Friday at noon where they are premiering several OVAs. So that's going to be packed. I'm going to do my best to get into that one. We'll see how that goes.
Yes. Go to panels at least an hour early. Like if you're super excited, I highly recommend at least an hour early to get in line.
Also, for the panels that you want to see, check the panel summary because some rooms are being cleared out in between panels, like the way they usually do it, and some rooms are not being cleared between panels. So there are some rooms where if you're interested in the My Hero panel at noon, as far as I can tell, those aren't being cleared. So you may want to park it for the 10 a.m. panel and then just keep your seat.
Yep, there's that.
Comic-Con tactics, basically.
Yes.
So, and it will tell you in the panel descriptions which rooms are being cleared and which ones aren't. Plan accordingly.
Indeed. Shout out to a smaller distribution production company, they're not like a megaplex one, but love them too. 11 Arts has a panel on Saturday evening. They've produced a lot of cool stuff and we've covered some of it. So I'm excited for them. Dr. Stone is back on Sunday and I'm looking forward to that one. Jujutsu Kaisen on Sunday as well, Sunday afternoon. G-Kids, they're also on Sunday afternoon, which we've covered a lot of G-Kids content here, so that's very awesome. And then also Monday, I would say I'm really excited. Made in Abyss has a premiere, and I'm like, that show is like, oh my goodness, so excited. There's more content for that. And Chainsaw Man has a panel on Monday as well. And Katie, there's a couple other panels you were excited about too.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I mentioned the My Hero Academia one. I will be doing my best to get into that panel. Definitely going to do the Crunchyroll premiere panels and see what we have there. And of course, I will be parking in the Studio Orange panel because that's where we're getting Trigun news, y'all. I will be there for that Trigun news. And then, of course, there's all sorts of other fun stuff. As always, there's the AMV competition, there's the masquerade, and some of these events are ticketed separately. So make sure if you want to attend them to get your tickets if they're not already sold out. I have no idea. Yeah, there is the Maid Cafe. There's the Butler Cafe. Cosplay Chess is happening again, and that's always a fun show. Like, that is always ridiculous and a blast. So that's on the panel schedule. Check that out. And then there's always industry panels if you want to learn how to get into the industry in terms of voice acting, but also in terms of subtitling, localization, etc. There's a few of those on the docket. There's pretty much everything. Do you want to do a better cosplay? There's a ton of panels about that. Do you want to learn how to do editing for AMVs? There's a ton of panels about that too. However you consume your anime, however you interact with your fandom, odds are there's a panel about that.
Also, I'd say
have like for that.
have like 3. If you're interested, panel, have like your main one you really want to go to, and then have 1 or 2 backups that in case something happens, like if you are late from another panel, you can't make it there in time, or it's full, it's always good to know ahead of time. Yeah, it's good to know ahead of time what else you want to go to, so you're not wasting the time going, what do I go to next? So, but it's sometimes the best time is just going with the flow of things. So have a plan, but don't be like,
and also like,
it's okay, it changes.
It is worth it to walk both sides of the expo hall.
Yes.
And I spend a ton of time, and let's be real, a ton of money in the artist alley. I love the artist alley. That is where so much of the fun, unique stuff is, especially for those smaller, more niche fandoms that you have trouble finding elsewhere, like classic Digimon stuff, artist alley.
Artist
OG
alley.
Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, artist alley. That's where you're going to find so much of the fun stuff. There's vendors that I love that I'm following that are going to be there. My friend Sin's going to be there, and I'm excited. Arsenic Cyanide is going to be there, and they always have amazing stuff. And then looking at the vendor half of things, these are where the large setups are going to be for Crunchyroll, for Viz, for all of these big publishers and studios. And then again, if you're looking for official merch, that's where you want to go. If you're looking for some of the larger stores, that's where you're going to go. Game Grumps are going to have a booth there, so I'm going to be hitting that up. So it's a good time. Blizzard had one last time. They had they had one of those rotating photo with the green screen set up and all the props for Overwatch stuff. Yes. So there is some good stuff there. Like if you've got an hour or two where you don't need to be in line for a panel, you've got your food, whatever, and you've just got time to kill, just walk the artist alley. Walk both sides of the expo hall. It's a good time.
Artist alley will give you also the most unique pieces, which is I love so much, especially accessories and jewelry. Yes. Those are some of my favorite kind of earrings, magnets, stickers, keychains,
standees are amazing.
Yes, there is a Sword Art Online 10th anniversary panel, which is crazy. It's 10 years, but I'm like, yep, that sounds about right. That's on Friday. I'm excited for that one. So yeah, there's a lot that we're interested in, and so let us know what content you're interested in as well in the comments down below. I think that's it for anime stuff for now.
I mean, if you see us, say hi. I'd say the only exception to that would be if we are obviously very quickly en route to something.
Yeah.
But that's if you see anyone.
We're running from one spot to another.
Yeah. If you see anyone who looks like they're in a hurry, you just kind of, it's common courtesy. But like, again, I hang out in the artist alley. If I'm just like chilling, let's say hi. Let's talk. It'll be fun.
Yeah. All righty. And then where to go? Last little bit would be, where to go? So those are the things we're saying you should check out for Anime Expo and other movies and things we've been watching to recommend to you in this time. I just got to one. I continue to say, go watch Ms. Marvel. It is so fun, so much fun, and such a more like feel-good show of there's still the excitement and action of a Marvel show, but there's just so much about it that's like, it's just like a warm hug. And enjoying it so much of just like, yay, because there's heavy stuff, but it's not depressing, you know?
Yeah.
And then a different direction, but that's also really fun. I just got into Star Trek Strange New Worlds. That's over on Paramount Plus. It's really good. I was like, I didn't know what to expect for this one, but quality, like what it looks like, the style, the actors, some of the a lot of the representation, like all that stuff combined, I was like, it's really good. And there's just the stories so far. I'm only a few episodes in, but I'm enjoying that one a lot.
I can't remember what I was going to recommend. I knew it last night, and I forgot it today.
Watch anime.
Watch anime. I have not been doing a lot of media consumption outside of Overwatch League, because Overwatch League I could just kind of put on and listen, and it's great, and everything else requires spoons, and I have not had many of those this week.
Yes.
I did reread, I know I recommended this a little while ago, but the webcomic broken.spiderforest.com. I did reread that in its entirety, and it's even better on a reread. So again, recommend that again. Please mind the content warnings on that one. It is rough. It's great. I love it. If you're not prepared for it, it will hit you hard. So there's a nice little about section for the comic where it talks about the content warnings a bit. So just read that. Do yourself a favor. Don't let yourself get hurt by that. But it's great. Yeah. Everyone should watch Mob Psycho 100 if you haven't done it already. It is. We've talked about this a little bit. We talked about it when we had the season 3 announcement. But Mob Psycho is one of those few stories where I had to, because usually when you watch anime, if you've seen a lot of anime, if you've been watching anime for a while, you kind of get it. You kind of know what tropes to expect. You kind of understand when anime is going to anime. Like, you get what the medium does, generally speaking. Mob Psycho knocked me on my ass more than once. It was one of those ones where I had 2 episodes, when you have the paid version of Verve, you can download things in the app to watch them offline. I watched 2 episodes while I was on a plane and then mainlined the rest of the season after it landed because I needed the rest of it. It was amazing. It is a shonen show about a kid with psychic powers who is not terribly socially apt. He tries, but he's really not great at it. So he's a little repressed, a little trying to figure something out. After school, he works with a fake psychic named Reagan because Mob can actually take care of the ghosts and whatnot. Reagan can't, but man, he is all charisma. He is very much the liar with the heart of gold. Reagan is one of my favorite characters in anime, and he is executed extremely well. It's very rare that you get, if you have a series with like super powered kids, it's very rare that you have an adult going, but they're kids though. Like, maybe we should let them be kids for a bit. It's very rare that you have an adult taking a long view on something like this. So I very much appreciate Reagan. He is extremely well handled. And let's be real, Studio Bones loves him because the animation for that man is fantastic. The animation for the entire show is fantastic. Sometimes you get crazy psychic powers shonen battles, and they are buck wild and beautiful. And sometimes you just kind of have an emotional moment where someone figures out how to people, or someone has a conversation with their family, or someone has a realization about themselves that was sorely needed and they didn't know it yet. Mob Psycho is amazing. There's 2 seasons so far. It's on Crunchyroll. It's dub and sub. I watched the dub. The dub is absolutely pitch perfect fantastic. I have not watched the sub. I assume it is at the exact same level as the dub. Absolutely pitch perfect fantastic. The animation is great. And we're getting a season 3. I'm very, very excited for this. Everyone should watch Mob Psycho 100. It is that good. And if I have my way, we're going to be watching it during the summer season until Spy Family comes back. Until Spy Family or My Hero, or do we have a date for Demon Slayer? I don't think we do.
I don't think so yet.
Yeah, so we will probably be, let's be real, just given dates, we will probably be covering My Hero and Spy Family at the same time. But in the meantime, 2 seasons of Mob Psycho.
Maybe.
It's very good. It's really good, guys.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for this episode of Nighttime at the Nerd Bar. Leave comments down below on the different topics we covered. Also, you can find us online. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, follow Fanversation on Twitter, give it some love, and then Kate, where can people find you online?
You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. We are working a little bit more on the YouTube channel. There is a reaction video for the Wastelander short, which was the announcement short for the Junker Queen in Overwatch 2. We are also going to be covering Ruby Ice Queendom. We will not be doing reaction videos because that is a Crunchyroll co-production, but we will be doing discussion videos. So keep an eye out for that. We'll probably start doing them after AX because life is busy, but Ruby Ice Queendom dropped, y'all. I forgot to talk about it and things we're excited about, but it's here. Watch it, have fun, join us for the discussions, follow on Twitter as we do all of this fun Anime Expo stuff. It's going to be great.
Yes. And y'all can find me online at Carrie Dealing. That's Karidlane. And then we have a
NTATNB.
That
Nighttime at the Nerd Bar. NTATNB.
Exactly. So that one's more strictly for this show, but again, give the Fanversation channel some love. Yes. And just one of those channels, you'll be in the know about all the exciting things happening at Anime Expo. And reminder, we won't be here next week, but we will be back the week after that. So take care of yourselves. Have a safe holiday weekend, whatever you choose to do. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.